if there was a list of all the things you could do to make a project an absolute disaster, what would be on it? Well, you're in luck because today we're diving straight into how to not game develop. I'm Jan, the main developer on a little project called Treasure Drift, and I've learned all these lessons the hard way. But before we get into the technical stuff, let's start with storytelling. The one part of a game that can turn an amazing idea into a total cliche or a confusing mess. Lucky for us, I've got GoGo, our main story writer and voice actor, here to explain what not to do when writing a story.
Hello there, mates! I'm GoGo, and today I will be telling you what not to do in your storytelling for your game or novel. These are my 3 do not do's. Number 1, do not be cliche. Be different, be weird, have fun with it. Number 2, do not just blatantly copy someone else's story or character. Be unique. Example, Elderbug. I like him. I like his character. But I'm not just gonna take him and add him to the game we're busy working on. Psst, T-shirt drift wishlist now. Instead, I can just get inspired by him and make my own version of him. Drum roll, please. Old fish. I know. He's great. But you see what I did there, right? I based the character off another character which I liked. Keyword inspired. Story-wise, do not just take someone else's story and yoink the whole damn thing. Make some changes. Make some big changes. Copyright is not good. Number 3. Do not plan. Planning is great, and it will help you a lot. Make as much notes as humanly possible. And there's a method I like to call with taking notes. It's called the mind map method. This is a great method and very simple. And there are 2 ways to do this method. For the people what don't know what a mind map is. So the first method of the mind map method is the normal way. Just smack dab, make a circle, put some lines over it, and write some things down. Get creative. And the other way is writing 5 words. What? How? Where? Who? When? Now back to Overload.
And there you have it, GoGo's guide on what not to do when crafting your game story. But if you're aiming to make game development even harder, I've got a few more ways to make sure that your project goes sideways. First of all, plans. Who needs them? Just dive straight into it and start coding. After all, it's way more fun to build first and ask questions later, right? The fastest way to dig yourself into a hole you'll never climb out of. Everything will be unorganized, and what you can do to make it even better is our second tip. And that is, have a cool idea at 3 a.m.
All right, folks, I know you're a bit confused, wondering what you're doing out in the middle of the prairie in the middle of the night.
You bet your ass!
Get up, add it to the game immediately. Don't worry about whether it fits or if you have the time to actually make it work. Just keep piling features onto it until you are hopelessly overwhelmed. And this is, by the way, what's called feature creep, adding every feature you can into your game and never finishing it. And with that, adding every single thing to your game comes with another downside, and that is optimization. Optimization is overrated. Who cares if it takes 5 minutes to load? And frame rates? Totally optional. If I want to play a game, I'm just gonna buy another graphics card. Make your players' computers work overtime just to run your game. And even if you manage to add all these cool ideas and features that you have, why test them when you can let the players find the bugs for you? Ship it now, fix it later, or, maybe never. Obviously, don't actually do any of that unless you want to drive yourself crazy. But hey, these are the pitfalls every game developer should avoid when wanting to keep a project on track. And that's it for how to not game dev. If you're brave enough to try this journey, just keep these don'ts in mind, or don't, that's up to you. Don't forget to wishlist Treasure Drift and subscribe. See you the next time. Happy game development.